Hey, what's up guys? This is Albino and we're playing some Mrs Splosion, man. This is a video I've done for a speed run on level 110. I am currently number 8 on the leaderboards, timing in at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. That's Albino Hobo number 8. Now this is just a key factors that you need to keep in mind when learning how to speed run. For instance, Becky over here is going to fall down from that glass ceiling. You have to be underneath her before she hits the trampoline, or else there will be a 3-second animation time. So make sure you get that. It's just a matter of timing. I'm sure you can figure out how to time the barrel. And if you see here, you actually have to touch the ground and you can immediately explode out of there and run away. These scientists, there's 2 of them, and then there's a barrel that you have to hit to kill a scientist to open a door. It's a very simple puzzle. Just make sure you explode every scientist or else you will lose some speed. Some of this stuff is just basic, so I'm not going to waste my time explaining it. And there is no possible way to actually get up top this little tiny hall unless you recharge or explode, because I've tried jumping off those scientists' head and it just is not helping. Also, these barrels right here, you do have to wait those 2 seconds. You cannot jump from one platform to the other. You have to hit all 3. This one, this exploding little barrel here, it's going to come down, and right underneath that axe, you can explode at the peak of your jump. You don't even have to hit the trampoline. Sometimes you will miss that guy. It's not important to kill him, although it is fun, so I suggest you do it. This is very basic. Just dodge the platforms. And when speedrunning, it's a little bit about knowing how to actually play the game, and it's about knowing how to break the game in certain situations. So right here, I can actually explode only once for every barrel, but if you had trouble doing that, just keep on tapping the A button as fast as possible. It doesn't hurt whatsoever. You'll still get there. Make sure you stop tapping A right when you get to this wall, though, because you can actually go flying past it, and then you have to explode immediately after because it's on a timer and it will double back, and that exploding thing does move up and down, so that part was slightly difficult. It's just about timing. Once you get on the spaceship here, it's pretty much just a breeze. There's really no way to speedrun when an object like a spaceship is the only way you can survive this run here. If somebody knows how to, with only exploding, get from point A to point B without dying, feel free to post a comment, because I would love to see that. Some sort of hack or mod does not count. Now, you can see I got a little ahead of myself here waiting on the spaceship. It is really slow. You can run faster than the spaceship. So like I said, pretty easy from here. You want to make sure as soon as you get this checkpoint, you bounce back off the wall and then you continue hitting these buttons. You will lose a lot of time here if you miss this, and it's pretty easy to miss, so I had to practice that a couple of times. The barrel killed a scientist, unlocked the door, and this is a leap of faith. See how I only hit that button for like half a second or less than a second, and then it killed the scientist? That's all you need to do, and you finish the game. Now, this run I got 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Coming up, I do have a run with shoes, and I'll show you how to get shoes. It was a 3 minutes and 11-second video, or run rather, for Mrs Splosion, man. And in that, I'm just going to discuss a little bit about how the actual Mrs Splosion Man game works, because this is the sequel to Splosion Man 1. It's really girlish, as you can see, but it is hilarious, and so much better than Splosion Man 1, although Splosion Man 1 was great, and the boss battles were really easy to find. I have almost beaten this game on multiplayer, and I've played to level 110 in single player, but yet I can't find a single boss battle. That is completely ridiculous. So if anybody knows how to do boss battles, definitely leave a comment. Me and my friend would love to know how to do that, and I'll make a video telling you guys how to do it. Now, Mrs Splosion Man, as far as I can tell, for those of you who have never had this game before, is about saving Mr. Splosion Man, who, just a brief summary, was created in a lab and by mad scientists whose job, I guess, was to do nothing but explode. So he can explode all over the place, and as soon as he turns into some sort of insane maniac, he starts exploding onto scientists at random because it's just fun to explode scientists. So they eventually took his favorite food, a cake, and placed it in the middle of nowhere, planted a bomb inside, and when he went to eat the cake, it exploded, and this glass dome ran down on top of his head and then trapped him inside the box forever, not actually killing him because he's made out of Splosion, and how can a Splosion device explode him? Because it's Splosion Man. So then somehow this Splosion Woman came into the picture because a bow was mixed with Splosion Man's DNA. Look at that, I got that kill right there, that was amazing. So, the shoes are actually coming up here, and you're just going to take this little thing here. You can infinitely explode, jump off the wall in between the laser beams, take the first platform. You can either jump on every other platform or just skip all the way down to the one just before the shoes. Then you have to do the same thing. If timed right, it's only 3 explosions, and then you can land on the platform just before dying. So Miss Splosion Woman then was created from the DNA of Mr. Splosion Man. And she loves to explode scientists too. So I guess eventually I'm going to rescue her. I haven't actually beaten the campaign, and it's not much of a campaign without the boss battles. I'm just supposed to explode till I explode Mr. Splosion Man. It's a pretty basic concept, but the puzzles are so much more complex than Mr. Splosion Man. I mean, we're flying ships on this one, and we have platforms that go and open. There's so much more stuff that requires teamwork for multiplayer and co-op. It actually depends on whether or not you're playing with 1, 2, 3, or 4 people, because you'll get to certain parts where you have to have all 3 people or all 4 people there in order to progress forward. And for some people, they can't explode properly. So they'll be trying to explode too early or explode too late and won't be able to explode in the right place, and then you just start exploding yourself because you're sitting there with your 3 teammates just exploding, and you're like, yo, come explode with us. But they obviously are a little bit lacking in the skill department, so that's what feedback is for. Other than that, it is an amazing game. You can see this is all just one level, 110, and this took me probably about an hour or 2 hours to actually fully speedrun this. I'm not actually sure much more about the campaign, and that's about it. I suggest you get this game only if you have somebody to play it with, or you really like campaign, because the multiplayer, it's a little bit lacking, not very popular in the multiplayer department. But that's been Albino, and have a great day.